Hey, it's Valtalnart once again with the Has-Been Heroes Boss Tips video, going into Area 7 the city with its first boss, the Cabal. The Cabal is a big change of pace for a boss. It's actually made up of 3 different bosses, the Archlich, and his 2 apprentices. So let's get into it. This boss is an extreme, and I mean extreme, test of crowd control. From the get-go, the Cabal comes in hard with loads of ads, and more will come throughout the entire fight. The ads are highly varied and will appear without the help of the Cabal itself. So just by canceling their spells, you're not going to stop the onslaught that keeps on coming in. Expect to see high stamina shield knights, zombies, and basic undead. And it is in your best interest to keep them under control in numbers. The real key to this fight, aside from crowd control, is elemental synergies. Use fire and water for steam to slow down the horde. Use water and lightning for widespread double damage. If you can soak the ads, lightning will bounce through the entire group, and you just want to keep doing that. It's even better if you have weapons that will actually cause the chance of lightning damage through the group. If you have fire or poison, use wind to spread the damage over time with burning and poison. If you have water, you can also use wind to freeze enemies, and also use them to become ice rams to do heavy stamina damage. Also, aside from the zombies, all of the ads are completely not immune to poison and fear, so that's another way you can handle things. Aside from the zombies, of course, but the majority of it is going to be skeletons. So, we're going to get into the Cabal here. As you can see, they are ghosts. And you know the drill. You can't hit them physically, so you had to hit them with soak, burn, or poison just to do stamina damage to them. Unlike the Ghost ad, they act similar to the Spirit Crusher from Area 4 in the case of stamina stun, meaning once you do stamina damage and they go into stun, damaging them will not lower their stamina, nor will break the stun, but the stun will persist, so that is your chance to do heavy damage to them. So it's in your best interest to just hose them as hard as possible. The thing is though, like the Spirit Crusher, there is no physical knockback from the stun. The only way you can knock him back is through wind magic, so keep that in mind. Thankfully, the melee threat of the Cabal is very limited. They only hit once, and they really don't do much damage, so if you come in with a great deal of stamina, if the Cabal happens to get up close, they're not going to cause much trouble. So that is one blessing of the fight. But that's pretty much all there is. The thing that the Cabal does through the Archlich and the Apprentice is that their casting ability actually is a damage buff. It's a 40% damage buff increase to one random ad. So, I mean, you want to keep the ads in check, and you do kind of want to cancel his spells so it doesn't get out of hand. But overall, the casting isn't really the problem. The main problem of the fight is keeping the ads down low in number. And that's one of the big balance issues of this fight, is be sure to go through as many crossroads as possible through your runs through every zone to get as many spells and as much gear as possible, so that you have a good tool set that you can utilize to the best of your ability against this fight. Because while you are dealing with the Cabal, the 2 apprentices go down pretty relatively fast. But the Archlich himself, he's got just over 13,000 hit points, and it takes 10 stamina just to break his guard. So he's going to be around for quite a while if you don't have all the right stuff. But another thing is, you can see in this run, through the video, that I had Rojo with the spell Bubble Burst, and it was on his second slot, which has the Wind Rune. And the main reason why you're not seeing many ads in this fight is because Bubble Burst had such a powerful knockback that it just kept on flinging everything off the screen. And it was kind of a hilarious sight to behold. And because Bubble Burst was soaking enemies, it was also freezing enemies. So the ads were just completely under control. The other thing though, do not be afraid to use your spirit orbs. You're going to be killing so many ads in this fight. You're going to fill up the souls. Use the souls as much as possible. Because the more dead ads, the more souls you're going to have, which means more spell castings, which will keep the fight under control. And that is really the main crux of the fight. You just need to keep everything under control. And if you can manage to do that, you shouldn't have too much of a problem. If you let the ads get out of control, you're not going to win. I've had so many times where I just did not have the right spell set or anything, and I'm surprised the game wasn't slowing down with how many ads were on the screen. So that's my suggestion. Getting up to this fight, just go through all the crossroads possible, get all the spells and all the gear possible. You need to do that in order to have a chance in this fight, because you just have to keep the numbers down. But I'm basically just repeating myself, so we're gonna move on to the next video. This is Val Townheart signing off, and the next video we will be touching base on the other boss of Area 7, the Flesh Shaper. See you then.